So good morning, everyone. So let's just start with this. Okay, so I'll just brief up once, and then we'll move further with the process. Okay, so guys, let me just have some the introduction type of thing now on this ADB basically. Okay, guys. So let's have it. So what is basically, guys? What is before we move ahead? Let us try to see what is Azure data engineering. What is Azure data engineering? Okay, so guys, the Azure data engineering. Okay, so what is an Azure data engineering? So now Azure is nothing but, okay, Azure is nothing but, can you see here? Azure is nothing but it is the name given by the Microsoft. Given by what is that? Microsoft to market their products, cloud-based products. Getting my point? To product the, that is to market the cloud service, to market the cloud service, to market the cloud service. The Azure has chosen, that is, I think Microsoft has chosen the name as what? Azure. Okay, what's the name they have chosen as? Azure. Data means what? Information. So now, and whereas what is it? You have it engineering. So engineering is nothing but here it means required changes. So required changes on the data or any kind of application of some good technique on the data. So whereas on this, under this Azure data engineering, guys, under this Azure data engineering, we have the following services are there. These are the many services we can have it. We will have only the services here. We will not have the softwares. Make sure this is, we don't have the products. We don't have anything like that. It's only the service. So the first service of the Azure data engineering is what is it? You have it Azure, guys. Data factory ADF, or we can say Databricks, Azure Databricks. And the next one is what is it? You have it Azure, guys, Azure Data Factory. DF stands for Data Factory. And then we have what is that, guys? Can you see here? Azure Synapse. Synapse is nothing but, guys, this is called as a data warehousing. This is called as a data warehouse. This is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. This is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. And then we have what is that? Guys, Azure machine learning, etc. These are all the, can you see here? These are all the services provided by the Microsoft. Everyone, am I audible, guys? And I want everyone to just interact with me before we move further, please, guys. Okay, so now whether you people are understanding, following or not, something, okay, you should interact with me, because this is an online session. I should also understand that whether you people are following or not. Voice is the only note I have it using which I can understand whether you people are getting it or not. Okay, so we have what is that? Azure data engineering. Under this Azure data engineering, we have the following we can say services provided by the Azure. First one is Azure Databricks. Second one is the Azure Data Factory, and we have Azure Synapse, Azure Machine Learning, and then you have what is that, guys? Again, you have one more, not one more. We have many services, but I can say that one more service I want to add it here. That service is what is it? Azure, guys, AI. AI stands for what, guys? Tell me now. AI stands for artificial intelligence. Likewise, we have many more services are there. Okay, so now, guys, so let's start with what is exactly the Azure Databricks. What is exactly the Azure Databricks? So, guys, Azure Databricks is nothing but this is a service. Everyone, all of you, just concentrate here. What is Azure Databricks? Azure Databricks, guys, Azure Databricks is a service. It is a service, guys. It is a service provided by the Microsoft. Provided by what is it? Microsoft. Guys, provided by the Microsoft. Azure Databricks is a service. Guys, Azure Databricks is a service provided by Microsoft, and to perform the job of ETL. So that means the Azure Databricks is used for what? ETL. That is called as what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So we can say Azure Databricks is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. So what do you mean by ETL, guys? Basically, the ETL is nothing but, everyone, Can you see here? ETL is nothing but everyone. The first one is called as what? E. E stands for what? Extraction. E stands for what? Extraction. T stands for what, guys? Transformation. Okay, transformation. And L stands for what, guys? Tell me now. Loading. So this is the extraction, transformation, and loading. So extraction, transformation, and loading. This is a technique which is used to perform the data summarization. What is it? Data summarization. Which is used to perform the data summarization. Which is used to perform the data summarization. Okay, guys, it is used to perform the data summarization. Whereas, can you see here, all of you? It is used to perform the data summarization. Whereas the data summarization, everyone, the data summarization is nothing but it is a technique, or it is performed, it is used to, the data summarization is performed in order to, the data summarization, okay, the data summarization is performed in order to, yes, in order to, what is that? Okay, in data summarization is performed in order, what is that? Data summarization. What is it? The data summarization is performed, guys. Data summarization is performed in order to, what is that? Make the decision making, or take the decisions. We can say the decision making system. So hence decision making. So the data summarization is done in order to take the decisions. It will be helpful in performing the data, that is decision makings. Okay. Yes, I'm coming to that. Okay. So now, guys, what is that? You have a decision making. So hence we say that the data which is stored in the summarized format is called as what? Decision making system. That is called as what? Decision making system. That's it. Okay. So now, guys, for the process of ETL, everyone, for the process of ETL, you require two things. What is it? The first thing you require as a source, and the second thing you require as a target. So between the source and the target, you will be performing the job of ETL. So what is it? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So you require, what is it? The first one as a source, and the second one you require it as what? Target. And between the source and the target, we perform, what is that? The ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. Now, guys, before you understand what exactly the ETL is and where it is used, what is data summarization, let us try to see an example. What is source and target? These technical things will be difficult for some of us to understand. So for that, I will take you to a very simplified way and example. So now, guys, tell me now. Let's go and take an example of a book. There is a book. What is it? There is a book. So, or else we can say there is a textbook. What is it? You have it? Textbook. There is a textbook. Let us say that you have a textbook for English. English textbook is there. English textbook, and this English textbook, all of you, this English textbook, guys, this English textbook, everyone, this English textbooks, you have it. This English textbook, yeah, what is it? This English textbook consisting of some stories. Or we can also say some stories. Okay, anyways, I want now my question is that everyone concentrate well. I wanted to buy a book for English storybook. I want to buy an English storybook. What will I do? Or guys, if at all you wanted to buy a storybook of English, what will you do? Tell me now, guys. Everyone, I want a reply from everyone. Just guys, my question is that if at all you want to buy an English storybook, what will you do? Please tell me.
Just go in the bookstore and search for a storybook of English.
Yes, exactly. We go to the book hosiery, book library, and we'll ask the shopkeeper to show the books for English storybooks.
Yeah.
So suppose he showed you some English storybooks, but whereas in the track you are surprised that you have some 2000 books are there. English storybooks, 2000 storybooks are there. Are you going to take some of them, few of them, and read all of them, what is that you will do? You have to buy only one or two books, not more than that. Tell me now. Yes, guys. My question is that you want to buy a storybook, English storybook, and you have visited the shop and you asked the shopkeeper, and he showed you some rack where all the English storybooks are kept, and that those English storybooks, guys, those English storybooks which is kept or which are kept in the rack are some okay, some 100 books are there. Let us say practically 100 books are there. So my question is that how do you take the decision of purchasing that book? Are you going to read the entire book at the shop itself, or you will buy some, you will take some book, you will read? How do you take a decision of purchasing which book?
So we can ask the shopkeeper like what is this most selling book, and then on that we can decide.
That's the one way. Any other question, any other answers what I expected? Yes, guys, did you get the question, everyone? Yes, ma, please. My question is that everyone, I'll repeat it once again. I've been to the shop, or you have been to the shop, and you wanted to buy a book for English, and you wanted to buy a book for English. And as you wanted to buy a book for English, guys, as you wanted to buy a book for English, storybook, you asked the shopkeeper to show you the books, and the shopkeeper showed you some 100 books. 100 books rack is there. In the track, some 100 storybooks are there. So are you going to purchase all the books at the shop itself, or only one or two books you are going to purchase it? Or what is, how do you take the decision which book to be purchased? So I got a answer that somebody told me that we will be okay, we'll ask the shopkeeper. And what is the other way, other alternative? No idea, this guys? At least you people are following. If no idea, no issues. I want to know whether you people are following now. Yes. Okay, no problem. So now, guys, what you will do is you'll take the book. But when you take a book, the book, each book is having some 300, 400 papers like that. So as it is not possible for you to read the entire book at the shop itself, what is it you can do? The book has two parts. One part is, what is that? Index paper, which where you can find the topic name along with the page number. The topic name along with the page number. Okay. So that is story, the topic, the name of the story, and along with the page number it will be written. Am I right or not, everyone? The name of the story and topic name will be written in the first paper of the book. So you can take that, guys. You can take that, guys. You can take that. You can take that. What is that? Storybook. You can take that first paper, guys. What is it you can do? You can take the first paper and say how many topics are covered in the books. Am I right or not? That is called as an index paper. That is called as what? Index paper. So we can say that index paper can give you the overview idea how many topics or how many stories are covered in the book right now, and whether to purchase that book or not. Even that decision you can take it by just seeing the index paper. Am I right or not, everyone? Yes, guys. Am I right or not, everyone? Tell me. So whereas, can you see here, whereas if you have 1,000 books are there, is it possible for you to read all the index papers of 1,000 books or not? Yeah. Is it possible for you? My question is that, is it possible for you to read all the 1,000 books at the shop itself, guys? Huh?
No.
No, not possible. So in that case, what you will do? So in that case, you will have books, whereas these books are divided into two parts. Can I say the books are divided into two parts? One is the index paper where you have the topic name along with the page number. Other one is the detail part. Suppose you have any doubt in the topic, you can go and clarify, you can go and verify in the book. Suppose the topic name is the little angel. The topic name is little angel is the story. Okay. And if at all you wanted to know what is it you have in the little angel, so to start reading the book. So the little angel story is given in the book from the paper number 2 to paper number 25. That is to find out who is this little angel and what is the story you have it is little angel is about. So you have to start reading at the 5th page and end the reading at which page, guys? Tell me now. You have to start the reading at the 5th page and end the reading at what? 25th page. Am I right or not? So this 20 pages, that means this 20 pages or these 20 pages you have to read it to find out or to come to a conclusion. Am I right or not? So whereas in the same way, guys, in the same way, okay, we say that the database has two parts, whereas the first part is a summary paper part and the second part is a detailed part where we can find it from the second paper till the end of the book. Am I right or not, everyone? So in the same way, guys, here also, guys, you will have, what is that? Instead of this, you will have, so you can consider that the English textbook, you can consider your English textbook, guys. You can consider your English textbook as what? As what? Database. So now, guys, what is database? Database is nothing but, for the time being, you can say that database is nothing but a place where information is recorded in the tabular, that is in the form of rows and columns, and it is like a textbook, English textbook. So as you know that the English textbook has how many parts, guys? Can you tell me how many parts you have in the English textbook? You have two parts. What are those two parts? The first part is the summary part, and the second part is what? Detailed part. That's two parts you have it. So now, guys, even in that database has two parts. What's that? The first one is called as what? Transaction database. So whereas the TDB stands for what? Transaction database. So transaction database, guys, is nothing but, here you can say, the detailed data. That means from the second paper, can you see here, from the second paper of the book, till the 25th paper, the entire data, that means the entire detailed story will be recorded in what? Transaction database. And whereas the topic name, whatever you have it, what's the topic name you have it? You have the topic name as what? Data warehouse. Topic name, that is called as what? Guys, topic name is called what? Little angel. Can you see it? The topic name is what? The little angel. The little angel. This topic name is recorded in the data warehouse. So if you want to know what is this topic is about, you need to go and read it from the 25, 20 to 25, 2 to 25 page number. Am I right or not, everyone? So now, guys, this is how we have it. Transaction database and data warehouse, or we can say the two parts of a book. Whereas, can you tell me now, guys, now one interesting point I would like to ask you, which one part is developed first, whether the index paper is written first or the book is written first? Can you tell me, guys?
The book.
This guy, huh?
The book is written first.
Yes, exactly. Anyone else? Any other opinions? Yes, guys. The book is written first or the index paper is written first? My question is that. Okay, no problem. So, guys, the book is written first. Exactly, that is fine. So, book is written first, then the entire, that is nothing but the you can say the topics, or we can say index paper is written second. So it's in the same way, the transaction database is written first. Based on the transaction database only, a data warehouse is developed. So we can say that the index paper is developed based on the stories in the book. Am I right or not? So whereas, can you see here, guys, if it is one book you have written, you want to develop an index paper for that. So you can write it manually by just looking into the stories. Am I right or not? Can you do it manually or not, guys? Tell me now. If it is one book, you have written a book, you want to develop an index paper, you can write it manually for all the, that is for the book or not. Am I right? In the same way, if you have 1,000 books are there, can you write that index paper for all those 1,000 books manually? Can you tell me, guys? Manually, it is possible for you to write the index paper for all the 1,000 books or not? Yes, guys?
No.
Not possible. So hence, we use a technique for that. Here, if at all you want to perform the same job, we use a technique. What is it? We use a technique here. What's the technique? We use a technique or the process that we call it here. It as what? Yes, guys, here we call it as what? Yes, tell me now. What is the process? We use the process called ETL. What is that? Extraction, transformation, and what is it, guys? Loading. Whereas the extraction, transformation, and loading, extraction means what? Picking up. Transformation means what? Changing the data. And loading means what? Putting the data into the target. That is called as extraction, transformation, loading. So now in the same way, the data is picked up from the detailed, that is a textbook, and the index paper is developed here. That is called as a data warehouse. Am I right, everyone? That is called as what? Data warehouse. That is called as what, guys? Data warehouse. Am I right, everyone? Yes, guys, everyone is clear? Yes. So in the same way, let us do one thing. I think some of you might have not understood this example. I'll take it one more very simplified example, guys, to make you understand what exactly the things you have it. Okay, guys. So now, guys, whether you are understanding or not, you should tell me. That's it. Okay, please try to cooperate. That's better now, guys. So now let us say it here. Let us say it here. Let us take an example here. The another example. Let us try to make it. The next example, I'm using the sales data here. Sales data of a supermarket. Okay, sales data of a supermarket. Okay, supermarket. Sales data of a supermarket. Guys, what is it? You have it? Sales data of a supermarket. So now, guys, the sales data of a supermarket, I'll write it here like this. Okay, what is that? I have the product ID, product rate. Okay, product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, product rate, product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, and you have what is it? Product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, and then we have what is it, guys? Let us say date of sales. And now, guys, here you have everyone is following what I'm doing it or not, please, guys. I want a reply, ma, please. Yes, everyone. So now, guys, here you have it, the following. So let's try to make it off. Okay. Now, guys, here, let's try to see here. What is it you want? So now, guys, can you see here? I'll show you the practically how the things works in ETL. So product ID is something around 12. Product rate is, let us say, 100 rupees. And the product quantity sold is, let us say, 2. And now, guys, here you have date of sale. What's the date of sale? 12/20/22. That's it. Okay. And now again I have the product something like this, and now the rate is 200, guys, 200, and the product quantity sold is 3, and the date of sale is 12, guys, 12/20/22. It is the data you have it. And now again you have 32, and then you have the rate as what is that? Guys, 100 rupees, and the quantity sold is 1, guys, 1 is the quantity sold, and the date of sales is, let us assume yesterday's date. It was 11/12, guys, 2022. That's it. And something like this. Sorry, not the 21. Okay, 21 only. And now again I have the what's the rate you have it, guys, 200, and the quantity sold is a 5. So what is it you have it? 11/12/2022. This is the date you have it. So now can you tell me, guys, how many days data you have it? Can you tell me how many days data you have it? Yes, guys. Can you tell me how many days data you have it right now?
4 days.
2 days. Check the date here.
Yeah, 2 days.
2 days data. So now, guys, let us start with the extraction. So now tell me, I wanted to find out net sales amount. I wanted to find out what is that? Net sales amount. To find out the net sales amount, guys, to find out the net sales amount, do you require the product ID? No, not required. Do you require the rate of the product to find out the net sales amount? Rate is required or not? Yes.
Yes.
So now in the extraction, I will rate the P rate, product rate. Do you require the quantity sold or not?
Yes.
Yes. Product quantity sold, QTY sold. Do you require, guys, do you require date of sales or not? Or quantity sold is required? Date of sales is required or not? Yes, guys? Yes, in fact, DOS, we require it. So I'm picking up the data. What is that? Can you see here? Directly I'm performing the calculations here. 100 rupees is the rate of the product. Quantity sold is 2 pieces. 100 into 2 means what? Can you tell me? What is it? 100 into 2? Actually, we have to take it here. What is it? 100 rupees is the rate of the product. Quantity sold is 2. and then you have the date of sales is, what is it you have to tell me now? 12, 12, 20, 22. Now tell me, you have the data. So perform the calculation, arithmetic operations. 10 into 100 into 2 is what? Tell me now, guys. 100 into 2 is what? 200. Na? So now again, what is it you have it? 200 into 3 means what? 600. Am I right? So yes, write it down again, the same one. 600 is the rate. So total net, I'm doing the calculations and giving you the sum, 600. What is the total net sales amount? Tell me now. 600 plus 200 means what? What's the net sales amount, guys? Tell me now. 700. Am I right or not? 7 or 800, guys? 800. Am I right? So now, guys, this is called as what? Extraction process. Now, next, all these calculations, all this comes under what's it? Transformation. Okay. And once the transformation is done, finally, you will have the data in loading. So what is it loading? The loading will be like this. And loading will be done here like this normally. So in the loading process, I'll write it like this. Finally, in the loading, can you see here? What is it? Product. What's it, guys? Product ID, product rate, everyone. Product ID, product rate, everyone. Product quantity, product quantity sold, and date of sales. What is it you wanted? Date of sales. That's it, guys. And now tell me, all this is required? Not required. Loading. Finally, I want a structure to be changed here. What is that? Can you see here? Date of sales and net sales amount. Tell me now. What is the net sales amount you have it? Can you tell me, guys? What is the net sales amount? 200 plus 600 is equal to what? 7, 8 now. 800 is the net sales amount. Am I right? Date of sales is what? 12. Tell me now. 12, 20, 22. But you have calculated for the 1 day only. Have you calculated for 2 days, guys? 100 into 2, 200. And 200 into 3, 600. Yes, for 2 days you have calculated. Done. Now, next one. What is the next data you have to tell me now? The second data. What is the second data you have it? Yeah. So here the product rate is 100 rupees and it's 1. That means 100 only. 200 into 5 means what? 200 into 5 means what? 1000, 1100. Totally, I'm making the 1100. So now, can you see here? I can give the data like this. First day, can you see here? First day data is here like this. Directly, I will give the data here. What's it? 1100. And now the date of sales is what? Tell me now, what's the date of sales you have it, guys? Tell me now. 11, 12, 20, 22. Can you see here? In this performance, can you see here? We have done the extraction, transformation, and loading. So guys, to calculate this all data, so here we require it manually. We are able to do it because it's a small calculations. If it is very heavy data, then you have to go for the technique called ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. So this extraction, transformation, and loading between the clouds and on-premises will be done by the ADB. Will be done by what is it? ADB. So what is my clouds and on-premises? Simple example, very that is understanding thing. I'll tell you. On-premises is nothing but you have everyone have a mobile phone. You have a memory in your mobile phone. Everyone, okay. So you have a memory in your mobile phone. You have memory in your mobile phone. Am I right, guys? Everyone has a mobile phone. You have a memory in the mobile phone. Am I right or not, everyone? So whereas the data which is there in your mobile phone, okay, the data which is there in your mobile phone, guys, the data which is there in your mobile phone, that is called as what? Internal memory. That is called as what? We can say on-premises. We can say what is that, guys? On-premises. And the data which is there on your Google Drive data is there now. That is called as what? Cloud environment. So nowadays, what we are doing? We are putting the data directly into the Google Drive, right? And rather than putting the data in the mobile phone as well as buying an SD card and all these things, we are not doing it right now. We are storing the data in what? Directly into the drive, because whenever you want, wherever you want, you can access the data from the Google. So wherever you want to access the data, we can access it from the Google Drive. Am I right or not, everyone? Please. So this is the way you have it. So whenever you have the data, from on-premises to cloud or cloud to on-premises, generally we go with what? That is cloud, that is services. So here you have the Azure Data Factory, or the Azure Databricks. Both are the services which is used for the same process. But Azure Data Factory, basically it is used for, as what is that? Azure Data Factory, it is used here as what is it? Graphical user interface, where you have, okay, mouse using in other ways. And Azure Databricks is what is it? This is nothing but basically you have it. Azure Databricks is where you use the code, the language code we use it to make the process done. That's it, guys. Okay. So whereas, guys, the Azure Databricks or the Azure Data Factory, both are very similar. That is, they same. But here the Azure Data Factory is basically in a project up to data ingestion. The Azure Data Factory is used. From the ingestion, most of the times we are using the Azure Databricks to perform the job for data visualization. Everything we are using this Azure Databricks. And requirement right now, obviously the requirement is very good. It's very trending technology, and or we can say it's a very, you have a good requirement in the market for this Azure. Okay, because before Amazon was there, but now Amazon has come down. Why? The same thing, service, whatever the Azure is charging, this is cheaper. Whereas if the Amazon is charging, it's very high cost. So guys, the cost cutting and all these things has been done in Azure. Now you can suppose for a service 100 rupees is taken, suppose for a service 100 rupees is charged by the Amazon, where Azure is charging around 40 rupees or 35 rupees. That's it. Okay, same service they're giving, but only the cost cutting is the important factor we have it. Is clear now, everyone, or any other issues you have it? So that's it, guys. So with this, we have okay, done with this introduction. And now, guys, we'll start up the classes, regular classes from tomorrow at the same time, 11 o'clock. We'll start up the classes, no changes in the timings. Okay. So, and the duration would be 60 hours, or we can say 60 classes, you can say 60 hours, 60 hours. Okay. 60 classes with the various, all these things. Any software, nothing is required for installation, because everything is, you can have it cloud based. Simply you need to see, if at all, I'm just using it here. Can you see? I'm just using it, portal dot. It is just like your OTT platforms, guys, where you are watching movies right now. Do we require some software installation? Not required. No? Simply mobile app, if you have it in your mobile phone, just open it and use it the same way. Can you see here? Now you can start the Azure, portal.azure.com. All of you is able to see the screen here.
No, sir. We are seeing the text parts.
See, you will get it. Okay. Huh?
Yeah, now we can see.
So this is the simple use portal.azure.com and start working. That's it. Everything is here. Okay, that's it, guys. Now you can ask me the questions if you have any, please.
Yes, sir. Actually, the regular classes will start, but before that, these 3 days classes, will we get the recordings?
Obviously, we'll get the recordings. You will have every recording. Every session is recorded, and you will get this recording on the Google Drive. So you need to send your this thing, the email and everything on the email, on the Google Drive. That is, so on which email you require the Google Drive access, then they will give you the provided. Okay, device.
Okay.
Not only these 3, but every session is recorded and it will be provided in Google Drive. Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
Yeah, one more thing is like, actually, I was also looking for the AD batch, but you were telling like it will that 8:30 to 9:30, like that batch will start now. But yesterday or day before yesterday, I got a message like it now 6:30 batches
Yes,
are
morning.
starting.
Yes.
Yeah, is there any chances they'll start any class like around 8 o'clock or something?
6:30 will change it to 7 o'clock now after 2-3 days.
Okay. 8 o'clock there will be no classes. Actually,
Next
my
month.
office ends and okay, next month. Okay.
8 o'clock will be the next month.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me. Any other questions, ma'am?
No
60
problem.
classes in the sense like it will goes to like 2 months every day. I mean 1 hour session.
1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, sometimes 1.5 hour, sometimes 2 hours also it will take. Because
So
based
most
on the
probably.
scenario, based
Okay.
on the scenario, we will be looking of a type of a implementation on the case studies.
Okay.
So till the time that case study is completed, so sometimes you may have a small case study, sometimes you may have a big case study, so that will take a long time.
Understood.
Yeah, please. Next question. Yeah, any other questions, ma? Somebody?
Are we going to deal with the real-time projects? I mean, like after completion of the course, are we going to do real projects?
The project in the training it itself, we are going to see in such a way where you will see the entire implementation. Real-time scenarios, whatever we have it, you will see in that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions now? Okay, so that's it. We'll start up the classes from tomorrow at 11. Okay. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Just ending the class. Thank you.